Alright, today's video tutorial is going to focus on how do you import a sprite from the web. Let's say you're trying to do like a really cool project and you don't want to draw anything. I'm going to show you how you can find a picture from the web and actually make it a sprite or an actor in your Scratch project. So go ahead and log into Scratch first, and then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and create a new project. And by default, you always get started out with Scratchy the cat. To get rid of him, you just hold down Control and click on Scratchy and delete him. Now, down below, we have four options here for new sprites. We have choose a sprite from the library, paint a new sprite, upload sprite from file, or if we want to take a picture using our camera on our computer, we can also do it that way with new sprite from camera. We're going to focus on uploading a sprite from a file today. So let's say you found a really cool picture on the internet and you want to have that be a part of your Scratch project. So before we can upload the sprite from a file, we need to actually find a file first. So let's go ahead and open up a new tab here and let's do a search for a picture we might want. So I don't know, maybe I'm going to do a Pac-Man ripoff. So maybe I'll do a Pac-Man clip art, and I'm going to go to images here. And we've got a ghost monster right here. So let's say I want this guy to be part of my project. So I'm going to hold down the control button, or this is right click if you have a mouse. And you click on the image and you get all these options that pop up. So once again, this is just a control click, and then you go to save image as. And I'm going to save this image as Ghost Monster. Make sure you give it a name that you can remember, especially if you have a lot of files saved. And then also remember where you're saving it to. That's also important. And once you have it saved to your computer, you're going to go ahead and go back to your Scratch project. And I'm going to click this button that I just talked about, uploading a sprite from a file. Now it's going to browse your computer and ask you, basically it's asking you where do you want us to look. And if you remember, we saved it to our desktop. And I'm going to go over here where it says Ghost Monster. That was my file. And I'm going to double click that and put that in. Now if you notice right now it looks pretty natural. It looks like it's a natural part of my project. But let's say I change the background color, you could clearly see that it's going to be a lot different color here. So let's say if I change it to a red. See, now you see this white border that's around this picture. It looks like a picture frame. And when we're doing our Scratch projects, we want it to look as natural as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually remove all the white that's surrounding this ghost monster. So it just looks like a nice, clean sprite inside our project. The way you're going to do that is if you look under where you got to click on the sprite itself. Right now I'm on the back of the stage. So click on the ghost monster on the sprite, and that'll take you into this window here. Notice that my costumes tab is selected. This allows me to edit the way my actor or my sprite looks. So I'm going to go ahead and you can see the little white area that's between the checkered area and this black border of the ghost monster. What I can do is I can reach in here in this toolbar over here and pull out an eraser. And I can go ahead and make it a little bit bigger down here so that I can erase faster. In fact, that's too big. And I'm just going to go around my ghost monster and delete them. Delete all that area of white that's around them. In fact, you can see I'm already starting to make those changes over here after each time you do it. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all that white, and you could spend a lot of time on this to make it look really natural. I'm just doing this so basically you understand the process of it. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time, make sure I got all the nooks and crannies all erased out of there. I'm going to kind of go over it real fast. And once again, remember, you can make your eraser bigger or smaller, and you can, over here, you can actually zoom in if you want to get into those really tight areas. You can make your eraser real small. In fact, you can have it go pixel by pixel if you wanted to. But for today's demonstration, I'm just going to kind of go over it real fast. And also, don't worry, if you mess up, oops, you don't need to worry about that. You could just hit this undo button, and it'll undo the last thing you did. So that's a really nice thing to do. You don't want to be spending all that time on trying to get it almost all the way done, and then one little slip of the finger, you mess it all up. That could be really frustrating. So that undo button is sometimes your best friend. All right, so that's basically how you're going to be uploading a picture from the web to make it a sprite in your Scratch project, and then also how to kind of clean it up to make it look more natural.